My name is Donna Tershon. This is Tank. He's a boxer mix, approximately 8 years old, and we've had him just about a year. Our first senior dog through Old Dogs was Mocha, and she was at the Pope shelter. She'd been dropped off by, they say, her owner, and had been there 10 months. We had just put our previous dog down, and I was looking for another senior dog, and that's how we got through to Mocha, thanks to Mandy at Old Dogs. But because of her health issues, the manager of that shelter said, tell you what, if you will agree to be a permanent foster for her, meaning we technically still own her, we will pay for her eye medication. We just want to get her out of the shelter because she'd been there 10 months. And that's how we came to get Mocha. Nobody expected her to live more than 2 or 3 months, and we had her for 2 years. But people, I think, overlook senior dogs. They seem to be the first ones dropped off at the shelter and the last ones adopted. They're calmer. They're always grateful when you bring them home. They're so happy. He was so happy when he came home. Even Mocha, although she couldn't see or hear, you could just feel the energy shift around her because she knew she was safe. I will always have a senior dog. It's like a random act of kindness, I think. It's doing something for another living being. They didn't ask to be in the shelter. They didn't ask for whatever life threw at them, whether it was their family member died or decided they were too old, or maybe they just couldn't care for them. I realize there are some dogs that are left at the shelter because maybe their owners are elderly, or excuse me, even if they're not elderly, they just can't afford the care. And they deserve to be taken care of.
Tanky.
Tanky. Tanky. I think Old Dogs New Digs is a great organization. They do good work. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a senior dog rescue when I was looking for senior dogs. I was simply calling around shelters saying, what's the oldest dog you have? And they make it much easier for people who want to adopt a senior dog. They want to get dogs out of the shelters that people have, for whatever reason, forgotten about. So if you're looking for a senior dog, reach out to Old Dogs New Digs. Oh, buddy.
The benefits outweigh the negatives by so much. Even though I'm fostering or hospicing a dog that's gonna die, it's just so much more beneficial than it is negative. There's nothing negative about the experience at all. My name's Ryan Hansen, and I am hospicing Molly. She's 13. I was looking to foster, and about a week or two after, I brought her to the vet for some mass removal, and they found a lot of cancer, and it's metastasized, so she's going to be hospiced now. Something about an old dog that's different than a young dog. You know, old dog with some miles on them and some experience under their belt. It's just it's just so much more. It's so much more interesting because they've been through so much, and you can see what they've been through. And at the end of the day, you're the one at their final step.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
there's almost something beautiful about that.
there really is. Yeah, there really is. This has been extremely rewarding because Molly is a great soul, and she's much better off with me than she would be in the kennel.
About if one gets adopted, how does that make you feel? Kind of like sad because I had a lot of fun with the dogs.
Yeah. But do you get happy because they got a new home?
Uh-huh.
I am Katie Harrigal, and this is Boss. Boss is a 13 to 14-year-old American Bulldog, possible American Bulldog mix. When I found Old Dogs New Digs and learned about the older dogs that were getting overlooked at the shelter, I just fell in love because I feel that they don't really have a voice. They need people to know who they are and get them out there because they often get overlooked in shelters. Speedy was our foster, that was the foster hospice case. He originally was Flash out of Humane Society in the middle of the state, and he was in pretty bad shape and ended up with the congestive heart failure. And since he was a foster hospice case, we all got really attached to him. I have a 7-year-old son who loves animals as much as I do, if not more. And I was not ready after Speedy had passed to foster. I had put it on the back burner because my emotions were just not there. And every time we were getting ready for bed, Colby would look up at Speedy and he would say, "Mommy, we need to help another one." And he would keep telling me that, there's more out there. There's a lot more that we have to help. So essentially, seeing it through a child's eyes really helped me realize that, just because I had a bad experience and my emotions were still attached to a dog that had kind of stolen my heart to begin with, it couldn't just stop there. We needed to keep going and push forward and help more.
My name is Emily. Old Dogs New Digs, they help us place our senior dogs, some of our dogs that are harder to find homes for. Oftentimes they spend longer in the shelter, and Old Dogs New Digs can help us get them into a foster home or find them adopters sooner so they have to spend less time here. Jack and Diane came to us last year. They were found running around Augusta, actually running in the woods, tied together. They're 2 senior dogs. They both have great temperament. They love people. They're goofy. They're super friendly to be around. So now we're hoping to work with Old Dogs New Digs to find them a suitable home. It can be really stressful for them to spend extended periods of time here due to their age, and they can have anxiety about the loudness of the shelter and having to spend so many nights here, especially since it can take them longer to get placed. So for us at KVHS, it's really important for senior dogs to find adopters quickly, and we can get them into new homes so they can spend the remainder of their years there rather than here where it's much more stressful. And fostering is always useful for senior dogs, just so while they're waiting to find their forever homes, they have somewhere other than the shelter to stay so they can be more relaxed in a home setting. Jack and Diane, senior dogs in general, are always really great additions to any family. They're always very appreciative of finding their home. Even though it's late in life, they have a lot of love left to give, and we're hoping that Jack and Diane can find somewhere soon.
My name's Heather, and the dog that I'm currently fostering is named Patrick, and he's approximately 11-ish years old. I've been fostering dogs for approximately 2 years on and off. My dog unexpectedly passed away about 2 years ago, and she was 9, And so I decided that I wasn't ready to take on other dogs full-time, like adopt or replace my dog, but I was definitely in the mood to have some fur babies around and decided older dogs would be cool. My idea of fostering is to help a dog go to their forever home. To hospice, I don't know how I would do knowing that I was there to be the last person a dog had. I think it would break my heart all over again. Watching my dog pass away was hard and unexpected. She had a seizure one day and was gone 3 days later. So I don't know if I could do that again. But when you foster dogs, you don't choose the dog, you just choose the need of the dog. And then the older dogs, it's just, they all just need somebody to hang out with. And I don't mind being that person for whatever time they need.